everybody, I'm Darcy.
And I'm Kelly.
Thank you for joining us for our next edition of And Another Thing,
where we talk about current events,
pop culture,
things we love,
things we don't,
all slathered in gobs of laughter.
and all the feels.
So sit back, grab a tasty beverage, and get comfy because it's time for And Another Thing.
Stuff to talk about this week. Before we get into that, we'd like you to subscribe. Click the little red button below so you don't miss any of our future episodes. And what do we have to talk about today?
Okay, so today we are talking about how boys and girls are raised differently. Let's talk about this, shall we?
Yeah.
So in a recent article, Boys' Life and Girls' Life magazines were shown side by side. So on the girls' side, it was Fall Fashion You'll Love, Wake Up Pretty, True Confessions, My First Kiss, The Denim Checklist, and Your Dream Hair. On the boys' side, Explore Your Future. Want to be an astronaut, artist, firefighter, or chef? Here's how to be what you want.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Girls need to wake up super pretty, and boys can be whatever they want.
Yeah, they can just roll out of bed and become astronauts. I mean, here's the thing. If you don't think that there is a huge gap in how we raise our children these days and what girls are supposed to be and what boys are supposed to be, here is proof positive right here. Those onesies were put on display at NYU bookstore. This happened about a year ago. First of all,
NYU?
At NYU. And, you know, higher learning establishment, institution, one of the best in the world. And they have the nerve to display these onesies there where, I mean, what baby girl needs to that just tells you straight out of the womb we're teaching girls to hate themselves.
Diapers.
It's probably on the production line as we speak.
I mean, it's just baby look thinner, you Spanx.
Yeah, it's just like, why are we telling little girls that they have to hate their thighs? They're 6 months old. They're supposed to have fat thighs.
Yeah.
And then but letting little boys being told, I'm super, I can do anything.
No wonder we all are so effed up.
I know. And it's like, so to me, that was just like the most glaring, example of...
I can't believe it. There's probably going to be a woman in the White House.
I know.
It's 2016.
And this crap is still happening.
And
along those lines, I mean, that goes into when our young men are being raised to not get caught raping.
Oh, and the girls are being raised to how to avoid being raped.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I work at a university, so believe me, it's to girls, try not to get raped, and to the boys,
yeah,
don't rape, just,
don't get caught is basically it. We all know about Brock Turner, who was given a whole 6-month sentence and then got out in 3 for good behavior. Likewise, we've also got David Becker in Massachusetts, who raped 2 unconscious women with his fingers. But, he's a high school star volleyball, soccer, and basketball player. So the judge, Thomas Eastis, said, we all make mistakes when we're 17, 18, 19. We shouldn't be branded for life with a felony offense and branded a sex offender. Meanwhile, it was testified to in court that his friends called him David the Rapist.
Oh my God.
Apparently that was just completely ignored. I mean, his friends knew who he was, but the judge decided that he shouldn't get any time for that.
And I'm going to call out Aaron Persky, who was the judge in Brock Turner's case too. I want to call out all the judges.
Yeah, we're going to tell you their names. If you live in that area, vote them out. Fire them.
Yes.
Austin Wilkerson, University of Colorado.
Yep.
Judge Patrick Butler. Austin raped a drunk woman who was pretending to care for her. She rejected his advances earlier in the evening and it pissed him off.
Oh, I'll take care of you.
Yeah. So when she got drunk, he told her friends, oh, I'll take care of her. I got this. He got 2 years in jail in which he can leave for school and work during the day.
So he just has to go back at night,
to sleep. And, I don't know, maybe get raped.
And it's in jail, not prison.
Yeah.
That's a very big distinction. And Brock was in jail, not prison, too.
Right.
And that's a very big distinction.
Big distinction.
If you watch Orange is the New Black, you know the distinction.
Yes. But Judge Butler said Mr. Wilkinson deserves to be punished, but we think we need to find out whether he can truly or not be rehabilitated. And maybe he can. Maybe he learned his lesson, but still, I think 2 years in jail and being able to leave for school and work does not teach him that lesson. Judge Robin Camp in Canada. This is infuriating.
Infuriating.
Acquitted.
Because it's in Canada.
Because it's in Canada, and they're awesome. And what the hell, Judge? He acquitted a man, completely acquitted a man who raped a girl up against a sink at a party. And in court, he asked her, why did she skew her pelvis or push her bottom into the sink to avoid penetration? He openly wondered, why couldn't you just keep your knees together?
What?
Why couldn't you just not get raped? Is basically what he's saying.
Skew your pelvis. I'm going to skew your pelvis,
Yeah,
Judge.
right? I'll skew your... So, and then he says a couple other just disgusting things. And then he says to the defendant, if you want to tell your friends, your male friends, that they have to be far more gentle with women, they have to be far more patient, and they have to be very careful. To protect themselves, they have to be very careful.
To protect themselves?
Don't get caught, boys. Don't get caught.
And I have to say something too, and another thing. If you're white, you get off. There have been so many university rapes where it's been black star athletes, and they have not been treated
These
as
boys,
kindly.
nothing. They've received nothing in penalty. Meanwhile, there are 2 women I found on the internet the other day getting 5 to 10 years for committing the felony of putting their kids in a school district they didn't live in.
Right, so lying about their address so their kids can go to a better school district because the schools that their kids were supposed to go to were horrible.
Horrible,
horrific,
dangerous, terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and these women, I read about that too.
Yeah.
So,
and there are 2 black women that I found. And it's like, really? I mean, I'm sorry. I don't go looking for stuff that's not there. But that tells me, young white high school star sportsman, you get a free pass. Woman struggling to survive and take care of her children and get them a better life than she had, so they're not potentially homeless or living in a ghetto when they grow up, you get your butt sent to jail.
It's horrifying. And seriously, we called out the judges because let's write letters. Let's get them off the bench.
Yeah.
Let's
fire them.
Yeah.
They have no business.
We elect judges, and maybe we don't elect them because we don't live in their jurisdiction, but let's write petitions. Let's do this because it's not fair.
It's up to us. It's up to us to change the world, y'all. It's up to us. So anyway, we need to drink.
I'm really upset. I'm so upset.
We're chilling.
I know I'm laughing, but I'm not.
It's not funny. Anyway, we'll be back in a second. Okay, we're chilled out?
Yes, we're chilled out.
Yes. So, welcome back to the dating lane. We had so much fun with our last one. On our last episode, we decided to do it again this time.
So in this episode, we're going to talk about a very important thing, and it's how to avoid the Nigerian dating scammer. Yes. They're out there, people. And I'm going to say ladies. I know, guys, you have your own things with the Russian brides who want to marry you, but this is specifically for the ladies, and we're going to target it to that.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of these. I'm sure you get a lot of these too. I'm on a couple dating sites, as is Darcy. And so some of the red flags, I'm just going to go over really quickly of what to look out for. Usually their language is very flowery. Yes. Like, oh my dear, I happened upon your profile and your smile is bedazzling.
Profile of excellence and beauty of stunning.
Yes, and always the grammar is a little bit off. Lots
weird.
of commas. Beautiful comma, pretty comma. Yeah. Okay, so look out for that. And they give you a lot more information than needed on the first.
It's their life story.
Yeah, it's always their life story, and it's always they're a widower or they have a child. Their wife died in a horrible, boating accident on the Mediterranean Sea.
Right.
Like way too much information. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
And their pictures are usually way too perfect for their profile. They may say they're like 50 years old and in the military, stationed somewhere, and
which infuriates me.
I know.
Impersonating the military. That makes me scared to trust anybody whose profile says they're in the military.
Right,
And they might be perfectly legit.
I agree.
And honorable people. But no, thanks Nigeria. Anyway, go ahead.
Thanks, Nigeria. Yeah. So that's one thing to look out for. Their picture's too perfect. For their profile says they're 50, and it's a picture of a 30-year-old gym rat who's like cut and watering his lawn, because it's usually what they're using is either they're stealing models' photos or somebody else's profile photo,
right?
Or like the paper that comes in the frame.
Yeah. Or they're swiping somebody's entire profile.
Yeah,
I actually had a friend where that happened to him. He was like, they took my whole profile, and he's like, so beware of that. So,
right. Yeah. So that's another thing. And they're always looking for a lifetime relationship or marriage.
Yes.
Always. They are, and they'll say that right away. I'm looking for a woman who wants to get married and spend the rest of my life together because I'm a God-fearing man. And
the God-fearing thing too. And not to say there aren't good Christians out on the dating sites looking for somebody with like-mindedness, but that's a big clue too. And the way they talk about God is very. It's not just, oh, by the way, I'm a Christian and that's important to me. No. It's always very flowery, talking about their reverence. The reverence is very...
Yes. Yeah. And if they use 4 words to describe something that could use 1 word, that's a good... Because there are 15 guys in this...
right.
Thing trying to help me write the email, right? So according... This is big. So according to a 2014 report that was done, they target lonely and vulnerable women. They use keyword searches to include BBW, plus size, mature, single mothers, and widows. Because, if you're big,
what's that, 3 out of 5? I got 3 out of 5 right there.
Exactly. No wonder we get so many. We're like a trifecta.
Right. And, because we're big, we must be desperate. Oh, yeah. And we're certainly lonely.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they'll say, a lot of times they say they live in the U.S., but they have to travel a lot for business, so they can justify being overseas, or their email address is from, like, Dubai.
Or they're stationed overseas. I had a guy when I first started that I was talking to who was stationed in Iraq and was coming home in a month, and... and
right, and they'll get to the point very quickly where they're asking for money. All my money's tied up in stocks and bonds. I can't liquidate it. I want to come to LA to visit you, but I need money for a plane ticket.
Or my kids are starting school, but I'm not there, and I can't get into my bank accounts. Can I borrow $500? And
so my kids can have shoes.
So my kids can have their supplies for school. That pisses me off too.
I know.
Oh man.
But here's the thing: you think we're all smart enough, but no. The report goes on to say that in 2013, victims lost more than $12.7 billion with a dollars to Nigerian scammers, and that includes dating, lottery scams, and IRS scams.
Oh my God!
So these people are smart. They are doing it, and you'd think that people would avoid it, but it happens. And just if it sounds too good to be true, ladies. It probably is. And here's my favorite thing, too. Absolutely. I didn't even say it. She did.
Oh, she's, rubbing off on me.
So look out for some of those things. The flowery language, the too good to be true thing. Yeah. Because it's real and it's happening.
Yeah. And it's sad that you have to be, it's almost like you have to jade yourself a little bit.
Right.
And it sucks that you can't be just completely open and open.
And you can't. Well, and you shouldn't, I think, online. I think that's, and a fun thing to do is to troll the scammers. I do that. So I'll try and keep them talking like, oh, I'm stationed in Austin. Oh, and I'll make something up. Oh, is Millie's Pancake House still there? Yes, I go there all the time. So I keep them on. I give blah, 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 blah. And then I say, oh, good. I kept you on long enough that the FBI is now going to find you and confiscate all your equipment. I do that all the time. I know. They probably don't care. Oh, and then I count to see how long it is till their profile's gone.
Yeah.
And it's usually like 5 minutes. They're gone. No trace of them.
All sorts of gone. Before you can even report them as a scammer, they've deleted their profile.
Exactly. So anyway, watch out.
Yeah.
Be safe out there, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's no picnic out there either. So I think that's time to absolutely drink.
Absolutely drink.
Cheers to you.
Happy dating. These are a few of the things that we love.
Yeah!
Hey y'all, this week for Things We Love, I want to start with giving a shout out to my former neighbor, Matt Hameson. He lived next door to me for 8 years in the last place I lived. And he was a wonderfully eccentric, quirky, intelligent, artistic, creative, judgy, catty little guy. And if not for him, I'd have been homeless, because at the time I had 30 days to get out of my apartment, and where I had moved from in Nashville, if you've worked a job for a year, that's good enough for them. They'll let you rent a place. Out here, they check your credit, and I had musician's credit. So nobody would rent to me. And if I hadn't met him and he hadn't gone to the landlord and said, this is the girl, this is the one, I want her. She's mad.
That's a perfect impersonation.
So if not for him, I don't know where I'd have been laying my head. And so I stayed there for 8 years, and he had taken this little sand pile that our little complex was on, and he, with his own time and money, turned it into a Garden of Eden, where we had wonderful, wonderful parties and concerts and charity events. And I would say, keep it simple, Matt. And no, he was building stages, he was hanging lights, he was putting up curtains. And I mean, there was no such thing as simple for him. And as we sit here today, the TV behind my head, and there's a couple tchotchkes on the mantle as well. And the theater sign all came from Matt's home. And so I feel like every time we do this show, he is executive producing in a way and is with us. And so I just wanted to shout out that to him. And I love and miss you every day. And I hope you're proud. So what do you got?
Okay, so we'll end on a light, fluffy note.
Yeah.
So this is my new favorite thing. It's Philosophy Body Gel, but it's not only body gel. It's body bath, and you could use it as shampoo.
Oh, y'all, this is sweet, creamy frosting.
Smell it. You tell me it doesn't smell like sweet, creamy frosting.
I love bath stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus, Maria and Joseph.
Yes. And it's great for travel because, like I said, you could use it as shampoo too. And it's not just like, using gel. It's really good shampoo. So Philosophy is animal-free, cruelty-free. However, some of their products do contain lanolin. Their lip balms contain lanolin. So if you're a vegan or against any animal products, stay away.
Lanolin?
Lanolin is oil that comes from sheep fur, sheep wool.
Oh.
Yeah. But you don't have to kill the animal to get it. But
yeah. But if you're
it is an animal
strict,
product, lanolin, but this does not contain lanolin. So Philosophy, it's their body and bath gel, and you can use it as shampoo. It's fantastic. Wow. The pomegranate's great too, but this is the cookie dough, sweet creamy frosting. I also have cookie dough at home. That's what I get.
I like the stuff that smells like baked goods.
It's good. So Philosophy, all their products are good. They're a little tiny bit pricey, but they're totally worth it. So Philosophy.
Cool. Yay! We love stuff. And somebody asked me why I don't ever hawk products that I love. It's because I hate to shop. Yeah, but when I find something, I will let you know.
Yes. But like the pumpkin spice creamer.
Yeah.
So, you know what else we love? We love you.
Yes,
Thank
we do.
you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you at the next episode.
Yes. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you would, like us on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter. Yeah, and the Instagrams. And we want to hear from you. Comment. Tell us what you think. Even if you disagree with us. That's totally
Especially
cool.
if you disagree with us.
Especially, we want to have a conversation with you and know what you think.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We're done. We could drink a lot.